Hello again, welcome to another look at the weekend's weather, a glance into next week as well, courtesy as usual of netweather.tv. Now I must say it's lovely to be retired, isn't it, which I have been now for 6 or 7 years, because where else would I get the opportunity of getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, driving 50 miles, working a 12-hour shift, driving 50 miles back again, and then recording your forecast for netweather.tv. So it's hardly surprising I've had to do it about 20 times, and I keep falling asleep on the keyboard. Anyway, keeps me out of mischief, I suppose, and what more could I do? Anyway, let's have a look at the way the surface pressure pattern is going to change in the next few days. We have high pressure at the moment to the southwest of us, low pressure across Iceland, and another area of low pressure in the northern Norwegian Sea. That's giving us a westerly flow, quite a mild westerly flow. We've seen temperatures into double figures, especially in Aberdeen. Now the low that's over Iceland will move away eastwards, pushing a front southeast across the whole of the United Kingdom. And behind that front, winds will turn into a colder northwesterly direction. And eventually in the north and the northeast of Scotland, even into colder and stronger northerlies. So that means blizzard conditions as well. The low then will continue to drift eastwards, and as it pushes away or moves away, so a ridge will move in from the southwest again. And that means to say that those strong winds will move on out into the North Sea, into Europe, and for a time the winds will ease across the British Isles, and having introduced that colder air with the quieter conditions, it means to say we will have a return of frost. Then later on into next week, it does look as if that particular area of high pressure will slip away southeastwards, and we're going to find strong Atlantic southwesterlies take hold, with gales or even severe gales again, as a new low reinforces the flow of southwesterlies near Iceland. Temperature of the atmosphere, for the most part, we're going to have mild or say average green colours across the United Kingdom. All the really cold air, that's the blue shades, is well away to both to the north and west and east of us. Although there is going to be something of a cold plunge coming down from Greenland behind the front that's coming along in the next day or so. And that'll be quite cold as it moves across the north of Scotland, but the real cold plunge is going to be down across the North Sea. That's where the coldest air will go. And in any case, the whole thing will continue to move eastwards, and that means to say that the milder air is going to return on Monday, and it should be mild for the rest of the week, even very mild towards the end, colours changing from green towards the yellows. So on a day-to-day basis, on Friday we start mostly cloudy, I think, and indeed just here and there there'll be a little bit of rain around, although it should be dry in the south and east of England. Now heavier rain, or at least rather disorganised, but some heavy batches of rain will reach the more northern parts of the country, and during the course of the day those will organise themselves into a band, a cold front, and begin to head southeastwards. The east and south of England though will stay largely dry, mild and breezy. Now on Saturday that rain band, which by that time will have become quite heavy in places, is going to be a very active cold front, will continue to move southeastwards to clear all parts by late afternoon. Following on behind is clearer, colder weather with some snow showers. In fact, there's going to be blizzard conditions over the Scottish mountains because winds will be up to gale force there. And a few of those wintry showers could well feed further south as well. I think southern England though will probably stay dry after the rain, and in fact temperatures will take quite a tumble on Saturday evening, and there will be frost in many places. It will be windy to begin with, but the winds will begin to ease off, or at least they will in the more southern and western areas, but still pretty strong in the east. Now, of course, with that rain that's going to be clearing late on Saturday, it will have washed the salt off the roads and pavements, and with the temperatures falling and frost developing, watch out Sunday morning, because there could really be some nasty, icy conditions. May still be one or two wintry showers around too in the north, but they should die away, and then most places will have some sunny spells and not too bad a day, quite dry and quite bright really, although of course it'll feel fairly cold. But then more general wind and rain will reach Northern Ireland and Scotland right at the end of the day. Still, as I say, the best day of the week. I like crisp, cold, wintry days. That's exactly what that one's going to be. Now on Monday there'll be an early frost in eastern parts of the country, but otherwise that wet and windy weather that was brewing in the west will spread across all parts, bringing with it gales, or maybe even severe gales, as it spreads eastwards across the country. Some of the rain is going to be heavy at times, and it could well be preceded by snow in places, especially over the hills in the north. Later on in the day, it will be replaced by clearer weather with some blustery showers. It remains unsettled. Tuesday, I think, a fair lot of wet and windy weather across many parts of the country. Again, there could be some hill snow. And as for the middle and latter part of the week, it does look as if it's going to be unsettled. Temperatures fluctuating between mild and maybe a little bit on the cold side. And if anything, I think the heaviest and steadiest rain is going to be in the northwestern half. The sort of the driest weather, least likely to be wet weather in the southeastern part of England, which is a pity because southeastern areas of England are still desperate for some real heavy, steady rain. Well, I finally made it. That's all from me for this week. I'll be back again next week. But for now, have a lovely weekend and goodbye.